I'm Michael, I'm 19. I used to work for TR Engineering, based around Aston Martin, and I was laid off due to contracts were cancelled and I had no work left to do. I've been out of work for 16 months and been looking for engineering or any other job I can try and get into. Well, the job centre told me about mentoring scheme, saying that I could get a mentor and he can help me out with my CV, contacts in engineering, and hopefully help me out in wider areas to find a job.
First off, we need to get your CV right. I would suggest you put in what we call an achievement section. Okay. Can you think of any, maybe within TR Engineering, that you would consider to be, that you've been proud of, that you received praise for?
So there's been like a contract where I've had, I've had 2 days to do 10,000 jobs or whatever, and I've got to do them all in that 2 days. It's not going to be possible. Yeah. So I've stayed from a normal day, staying till around about 8-9 o'clock to finish off, locking up the factory and.
I mean, that's fantastic stuff, Mike. I mean, figures are good as well. You know, you might want to turn that into one of your achievements.
Jason told me about websites that I can download my CV on, and businesses can look at it, so I don't have to go to the business and give it to it all the time. And I didn't actually know I could do that really.
And what actually happens when your CV's on there? Guys sitting there on a daily basis, and if they've got a job when they've read your CV that they think could be of interest to you, and they will actually phone you and say, "Hey Mike, I found your CV on job site. I'm looking for a CNC setter operator for X company. This is where they are. This is the sort of money they're looking to pay. Is that something for which you'd be interested in?"
I got D's in school in my exams, in science, maths, English, the main ones. I left school slightly early to go into full-time work, plus doing my exams at the same time. And I've just got experience in engineering.
Had you thought of retaking those exams?
I have. It's just the time to do it, like really, because at the moment I'm living on my own, in my own property and everything, so I can't really just go straight into education because then I don't get the right amount of money. Right. And I obviously can't pay my bills and stuff then. And really, I'd rather get straight into work if I could. And the mentoring sessions are kind of what I expected in a way, like I'm meeting up with someone who's in the type of business that I want to get into, but I didn't think they'll be able to offer me as much help as what I've been told I can actually get.
Good CV, which we've talked about, we're going to work on. Tailored covering letter to suit the job. Getting it advertised, and then we need to look, as I say, at getting some specific jobs that you want to apply for, and working with you, looking at this, looking at what they're after, and making sure that there's a match there, and it's very clearly abundant that you've got the relevant experience. Okay.
It's been quite good. He's gave me something to go away with, so I can improve my CV, and hopefully new CV will help on the jobs I've applied for already and get me a bit further, just a foot in the door.
I wanted to get involved in Backing Young Britain for two reasons really. One, I wanted to give services back to the community. It's obviously a voluntary scheme. And secondly, I felt that the experiences I had could provide real support to 16 to 24-year-olds that unfortunately found themselves either out of work or unfortunately not able to acquire training. Thanks ever so much for coming to see me today. Michael, I've been assigned to you as your mentor, okay, and I'm going to work with you over the coming weeks to help establish your career goals and hopefully help you find a new position. Backing Young Britain is an essential service for these young people to actually receive free advice from mentors like myself, prepared to give up a little bit of time on a monthly basis, just to give them hints, tips, and you know, if you like, a friend to work with and help fight against the what is a very difficult economic climate at the moment. You've explained already you've been working mainly as a machinist, operating setting tools for the manufacture of components. Is that the only type of engineering you're interested in, or would you look at other disciplines? And I'm sort of thinking, maybe design engineering, quality engineering. There were certain parts within Michael's mentoring session which he seemed to be a little bit more receptive to. One being his knowledge that I had a personal interest and also a good knowledge of the automotive and aerospace sectors, and could potentially provide him with opportunities, even inroads with certain employers for him to get involved with. There are lots of engineering jobs within what's called Tier 1 suppliers, and that applies to the aerospace sector and the
Okay.
automotive sector. There's a company I know of which may well be of interest to you, and I know they've been looking for people recently.
Okay.
I've had a lot of dealings with that organisation, automotive company, over the last 10 years, and I may, if we get your CV right, be able to introduce you to them and see whether they might be able to open up some opportunities for you. He also, I think, was quite receptive to some of the amendments I suggested with regard to his CV. He'd had little coaching on how to write a professional CV, or even how to go about actually using that CV to apply for jobs, and I think he found that advice quite useful. We also looked at tailoring certain aspects of his CV, particularly with regard to experience he'd had within one of his employers, one of them being a very luxurious car manufacturer that he just failed to mention within his CV, which was obviously going to be very attractive for a prospective new employer, being as he's actually looking to work ideally as an engineer within the automotive sector. It really is very much getting back to basics, building people's confidence. It's very rewarding to see somebody nurture, grow, and I hope very much to see all of my mentees one day achieve their goal, and hopefully they'll thank me for some of the support that I was able to give them.
One of the predominant reasons for our company involvement with the Backing Young Britain campaign was we felt that because we were a recruitment-based business, that it would give us an excellent opportunity to offer mentees an all-round package, hopefully, of support. We genuinely want to help younger people get into sustained employment that they actually enjoy. I think young people in particular are often, putting their aspirations or goals to one side and taking up any employment they can necessarily get their hands on. Our goal is to take people who are in that possible situation and say, maybe with a bit of continued hard work and maybe understanding some of the best practice techniques which we can offer, then with effort they can actually still achieve the goal that they're looking to obtain. Usually each session will last to maybe about 45 minutes. The administration process was very, very simple. It's literally filling in a sheet of A4 paper. It's definitely something that was, easily manageable for us as an organisation. For other employers who might be considering involvement with the Backing Young Britain campaign, maybe if you think back yourself, I certainly can think back to a mentor that I had when I was younger that did actually make the difference for me. And, from my perspective, that was, a big driving force for us to get involved. You really do have nothing to lose by giving it a try. There is training provided, and in respect of the information that you can pass on to a younger person in what is a very, very challenging market, just might mean the difference.